All right. Okay, great. So here is our Moodle. The YouTube channel link is here. You can go there to find the videos. Again, I'm going to kind of cut those to more like topic specific points as in going into the future. So we talked about code formatting basics and some HTML last time. We also kind of dug into CSS, specifically Flex and Grid and media queries. So, and then here is our basic responsive web page assignment. So, you know, when I have things in here, what I'm doing here is saying, hey, this is important. So just like be aware that these are the things that I'm interested in. Of course, the other stuff is important too. And then here's my direction. Take the attached HTML page and make it responsive. Add content to the sections, including text or images. Change the navigation menu to display elements in line. Attach the embedded CSS that defines the layout of the page using Flexbox and or Grid. Using media queries, establish one breakpoint at 450 pixels. The design should show different styling for containers at different sizes. And then use comments to flag where your code is making significant changes to the layout. Okay, and then here is the starter file. So I'm going to download that. There it is. I'm going to show it in my Finder. Is it going to come? No, it's not going to go there. It's going to come over here. And then I'm going to open that with brackets. And I think brackets will show up right here. All right, so this stuff is a folder that I had opened previously. And so anyway, I can go to File and Open Folder, and then it'll save it in there, even though I have this file that's not part of that project. All right, so here's my thing. I'm gonna I like using this thing because it just opens the page for me and opens up Chrome. So it's like there's some advantages to having that thing because it like changes it as you're coding, which can be somewhat convenient. If you're using the inspector though, it can kind of mess it up. So, okay. So one way that we could do this, of course, is we could have a link, right? Rel equals style sheet. Oh, whoops. Style sheet. Href equals, and then, you know, CSS and style.css or something like that, right? Did I miss anything with that? So that is like the way to do this, right? You link your style sheet to another thing. Just for the sake of simplicity for this project, I'm going to use an embedded style and go like this, okay? So the first thing I'm going to do is take care of these links and kind of like do some like basic formatting. So the first thing I'm going to do is deal with the links. So li display inline block. All right. It should be changing it already in the thing, but it's not doing that. So I'm just going to save it. And then notice the links, the bullets disappear and the thing goes inline. This is important because content management systems use this structure for menus. And so being able to like format these menus, I mean, that the li to look like buttons is just an important skill to have. So other things I'm going to do is add some padding. I like REM because what it does, that's the relative EM or relative M, and that's a measurement based on the size of the text. And so you're coordinating your measurements around items based on the size of the text. And so that has some benefits. I'm going to put a border around those, 1 pixel, solid, and just make that gray. And then border, oops, radius, and 3 pixels. All right, so save that. And so now we've got this gray border, slightly curved little edges, and this is looking a little bit more like buttons. Next thing that I might do is have an li hover and change the background and make that into that gray color as well, right? So save that. Now when I hover over, whoops, save it. Oh, do I have to reload? And now when I hover over this, I have something that looks like buttons. Look, there's lots more we could do with this to make this look kind of more professional, but this is getting started, right? So I'm just adding a little bit of definition. So the next thing, I'm noticing that I have these sections here, and I did say to add content to those. So you could put a lorem ipsum, you could have dropped images into it, you could do whatever you want with it. The point is that I want to see how those boxes change as the screen size changes. So the next thing that I'm going to do is just give those some definition so I can see them. So, so there's a section. I'm going to give that a height of 250 pixels and a width of 200 pixels and a background color. I'll use that gray just for consistency, save that. And so here's my thing. So I can't see the definition of those yet. So I'm going to add some margin. And now I've got my 3 boxes and I can see where those things are. Okay, so this is a good start. I guess the next thing I want to do is give some definition to the footer. So same kind of thing. And what I might even do is just like grab this stuff, copy it. All right, and so all these things aren't going to work. I don't need a height. Well, I guess I do need a height. Hold on. But I don't need that height. And the width, I'm going to change as well. 100%. Background color, margin. I could take that out. I'll keep the background color. Save that. And now I've got my little bar down here, which is my footer. And so as per the direction, I could put content in here as well. You know, as long as the thing is defined, that's what I'm looking for. So I've got that, and then I'm noticing this little kind of space in between the edge of the browser and the footer. And so I want to get rid of that. And so in the body, and I went to the top of the style because the body is like the highest hierarchical element in the thing. And so I'm not going to spend too much time worrying about the order of the CSS. But if you want to get organized with your CSS, you might consider ordering the elements by hierarchical order, which would also put it in order by which the page is being displayed, right? So you would have your body, which takes care of the whole area, but then you would style the header, the main, and then the footer last, and then that would be reflected in the code in the CSS. Not, you know, that's like a higher level thing, but getting in the habit of doing that is probably a good idea. So anywho, what I want to do here is take out the margin and take out the padding, right? All right, and so there, if you notice, that kind of clicked together, and then this space does no longer have that thing. Okay, so now I've got my basic kind of, these are the pieces of the thing. You know, I suppose I could do like header, main, footer, and then have something like border 1 pixel solid, and then again that gray color. And then that would give me like a little thing that I'd have some definition. You can just barely see the border on this side over here. I can't quite, it's like right on the edge because I took out that padding. Looks like there is a little margin or padding, or maybe it's the scroll bar in here. If I wanted to like make that even a little bit better, I would just put the border, maybe I would put border top, right? And then here, all I have is that top bar, that top border for each of the sections, just so that I can like divide out those sections visually. Okay, you don't need to do that stuff. I mean, do that stuff, but these are just kind of like, I'm just adding definition to what I'm doing. Okay, so the next thing is like, now we want to make it responsive. Okay, so now that we've got the thing kind of shaped up, what do we do to make it responsive? Well,